Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is day 2 of our Glacier adventure. Welcome to the adventure. So if you're watching this continued from day 1 of Glacier, this is day 2. We plan to go back up the Going to the Sun road and just kind of stop off at all the places that we really wanted to take a look at. Big reveal for the morning, we stopped by a rafting company so that we could look into water sports for tomorrow.
Ended up being able to book a time slot for tomorrow to go on a kayak whitewater trip.
Yeah, 2-person inflatable kayak. We're following a rafting trip. Yeah, I think it was like 80 bucks a person, which was not much more than rafting.
Yeah.
But for today, we're gonna go splash around in some lakes and maybe go touch a waterfall again and see what today holds. We are now at the Logan Pass Visitor Center to use the restroom facilities and do the Highline Trail.
I'm really excited. I hear good things about this, and apparently it's really beautiful and very exciting. Just an exciting hike.
Yeah. See you up there. Also, yeah, pretty cool structured, hanging on gurneys here with some no big deal. Excuse us. Whew. I got that hiking high. Wow. Just gotta take in that view sometimes. And watch your step. You having fun?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
This is awesome.
It's a good hike.
It's a really good hike. It's just like moderate.
Yeah, I'm not like super worn out or anything. It's like a really easy level hike, except for we to the beginning. But I am a little out of breath, I think.
We just got done doing a little out and back on the Highline Trail, and it was amazing. The views are incredible. The trail was like moderate and just like really fun. No, just a nice carved out little path and really gorgeous, really exciting, really fun. Recommended for anyone. Felt safer than it seemed from like seeing other people do it, so it was good.
I'm tuckered. I felt really good on the hike, but then the way back up, because you go down into this valley first, and then it exposes around the mountain into the big valley. So really, it's a really easy hike until you're about done.
Yeah.
Because then you climb really quickly in elevation. So for me, I was like, huff puff, stop 7 times just on like not even a quarter mile of a piece of the trail. But it was a good time.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. Highly. You can take stairs. You can also take this handicapped ramp. Glacier's super handicap friendly. You notice that?
Yeah, they've got a lot of nice handicap accessible overlooks.
Like that.
And the entire Trail of the Cedars
Is handicap friendly?
handicap friendly, yeah.
Super cool.
Basically this, but they're wood trails. Yeah.
Crazy view. So I feel like this is the route to take if you don't want to go out onto the Highline Trail, but you still want a safe space to view the valley.
Yeah, really, I mean, the view from Highline is like unparalleled, definitely worth it, but if you're still looking for a good view or you need something handicap accessible, this is still like a really nice peak. We got a goat again. They're just getting wily out here. They're everywhere. Just graceful. Tutting around this mountain on
We won't touch it, but we will look at it.
yes.
I kind of want to catch the water dripping from that one.
Yeah.
Like legitimate glacial drippings. I mean, that sounds good. So we're in the middle of a wildflower field, just around, forget what bend this is called. The sound is cacophony of bees pollinating, just like buzzing all around you, but like no threat. It's just they're working. It's like my soul like understands. It's like so cool. It's so dorky, but it's gorgeous. There are people getting married just down there. It's cool. We're at Weeping Wall. Kyle's gonna stick his dirty paws out.
Yes. Oh, clean them off. It's very cold. It's very refreshing.
I bet. Oh, whoa, look at those yellowy
Oh, yeah.
doodles. Let me get in here for you.
Thank you. That's
How is that?
amazing. That's so nice.
Oh, we're getting a little
We're getting wet.
wet in here.
Oh, wow. Gotta do it. Oh, that's nice.
Little Glacier car wash.
Yeah.
Oh, and the views everywhere. Dang! Onward.
Sacred Dancing Creek.
I think that's what it's called. Sacred Dancing Creek. The waterfall. Well, I'll leave it to Kyle to scramble down there and almost slip in. Look how small he is. Yeah, he walked right out onto those slippery wet rocks. And was just like, whoop. It's really not that far, and it looks just as great from up here. So if you're not looking to do a really quick decline and incline, you can just see it from here. If you're handicapped, this would be a great place to see it from. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Really nice pull off. Recommended.
Yeah, very quick. Today is kayaking day.
Woo!
How do you feel?
I'm so excited.
Woo! Woo, 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 woo. I'm also excited and a little nervous. Maybe a lot nervous. Kayaking, here we come! Guess who just went kayaking down the middle fork of the Three Forks River between Glacier National Park and Bob Marshall Wilderness?
It was us!
Oh my god, we did that!
Oh my god,
we did it! That was nuts.
That was amazing. That was really, really fun.
Okay, recap. We did not have time this morning before we had to get there. How were we feeling? All last night and this morning I was pretty nervous, but I just didn't think about it. How did you feel?
I was just excited. I was feeling very ready for it. I was feeling prepared because I knew we wouldn't really need a lot, but I was stoked.
So he was stoked, I was a little nervous. yeah, they just kind of like threw a life jacket at us, threw helmets at us. They gave Kyle shoes. My shoes were fine. They were Teva's, so they're like water shoes. We loaded onto a bus, masks and all. They kind of threw a couple tips at us, but mostly threw a lot of just like statistics and like
cheesy jokes.
Well, cheesy jokes, but I'm trying to say like they put like a lot of fear in us. I think they were like, this can happen, this will happen if you do this wrong, blah blah blah, but like didn't really seem to go into a lot of other detail on how to kayak down a river. So I was like, oh my god, this is it, I'm gonna die here. And I legitimately had the thought that maybe I shouldn't go. I was like, maybe I should just let Kyle go. Maybe I just won't go, and maybe I'll just go back on the bus. And I just like tried to chill, tried to breathe. Like, we read all the safety tips, and then they helped us into the kayak, and I was like, oh, this doesn't look too bad. This doesn't look too bad out here. It was pretty calm water, and then we caught some rapids and whitewater. I don't know. I feel like I knew enough that you have to go into it. You never want to go sideways, or else that's how you're gonna capsize. And we did really well. Like, yeah. We did really well. We never fell out. We never tipped over. We were in there, man. Beautiful views. You could see all the way to the bottom. Oh, it was
the
gorgeous.
river was so deep, but it's crystal clear. So you can see like 20 or 30 feet down at points. Like, it's huge and really wide. And the mountains on either side are also just beautiful. The views alone were worth it, but then hitting the rapids was really exciting and really fun, and took us a second to get the hang of steering, but that we got it figured out while the water was calm, so that was good. Like
$81 a person at this place, but turns out this is the most local supporting company you can go with, which was really good to find out. Everything else either goes to bigger people that have bigger pockets already, or the people inside Glacier who kind of just take over for the summer and profit. So I'm glad we went with the more local small company. I will say, it probably wasn't as step-by-step instructional as I would have liked, but also you're jumping in a kayak or a raft down a raging river, and sometimes you just have to do that. And there's not always the best instructions for it. But one of the guides, the one behind us, so this is what happened too. We had a raft in front of us with 8 people on it, and we were in a little kayak, 2-person, and then we had a raft behind us with 8 people and a guide. And so sometimes we'd get close to one or the other. They told us that if we fell out, they would help us or talk to us or throw something for us. But anytime we went through anything, it evened out pretty quickly afterward, I would say.
Yeah.
But wow, total bucket list though. To do whitewater kayaking, I didn't think I was gonna ever do that. I've always wanted to.
Me
but
too.
Then you get stuck in the thought of oh, I'm too big, I'm overweight, I'm plus size, whatever. But there's no weight limit on these rafts. They are rafts. There's no weight limit on that, and you just have to fit in the life jacket, which wasn't a problem. And oh, I can't wait for you to see these goofy pictures. We bought the pictures because we weren't sure, the GoPro wasn't really working, and I was like, it's not a big deal, I'll support the company, and it's only 10 bucks a picture or whatever, and it's not a big deal, and you're at Glacier, you could be spending your money on other silly stuff. So we wanted some pictures of us in the middle of some fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I think totally worth it. 80 bucks is a little steep, but again, you're at Glacier, you're rafting in some of the best water. So I would say I would like to pay more, 60 bucks for something like that, maybe closer to 40 bucks, but 80 bucks for a one-time thing for kayaking when you are your own boss,
yeah.
So much better.
And how often are we gonna go whitewater kayaking without buying one? And I mean,
Yeah.
in Glacier, on the Flathead River, it was maybe once in a lifetime. So we had, I feel so good about that decision.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yes. But we just had to report back and tell you that we are okay, we are alive.
We made it.
I need to text my mom. Mom, I'm okay. But no, it wasn't that bad. The scariest parts...
I think for me, the scariest part was, funny enough, not really any of the bigger rapids, but we got caught on a rock.
Oh, that...
At one point.
Yeah.
No. And we couldn't move. Kind of freaking out because like basically what's supposed to happen is like the raft that's behind us, the guide is supposed to like come and help us out if anything happens or gets hairy. And they were passing us. I was like, oh, we're on our own now.
Kyle was literally, so they tell you too when you get stuck to like scoot.
Yeah, they're like bounce.
Bob, so you can bounce over the pebbles or the rocks if it's shallow. But we did get stuck, and so Kyle was sitting there just like bobbing like fervently. Just like boom, 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 boom. And I could feel all the pressure, and I was like, it's not working, it's not working. Yeah. And eventually the raft leader behind us was like, paddle, paddle, paddle. So we just were like, run.
You left oar, oh right oar. Okay.
There were times it was just better to like spin around completely, because otherwise you're just gonna go sideways or you're gonna go backwards. So like you wanna spin yourself around. Yeah. It wasn't too crazy though. Yeah, the scariest parts for me, I think, were when we were coming out of a rapid, and we would start to, I was worried we were gonna drift sideways because there were a lot of bends in the river, so there were these big jagged cliffs sometimes just sticking out into the river. I was worried we were just gonna go right up against it. We were gonna like get pummeled against it, but that never really happened because the water is always moving you forward. But when you're going super fast, you just gotta keep paddling, and like it was so much fun. I want to keep doing it.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
It was really fun. I think we made a really good team. It was hard at first because I was like weird micromanaging, controlling from behind Kyle, and that's the thing too. But about it is, you want someone who's gonna steer to sit in the back if you're doing a double kayak, and the person in the front is gonna get like most of the water. And and I just realized, I was like, I'm gonna want to be able to steer us because like we don't know each other's skill, we haven't done this together before, the basics of that. So I was like, I feel more comfortable being in the back because I can like see everything, I can control it, whatever. And then that ended up working out really well, because when we went into some of the drop-offs where it's just like boom, Kyle was just like boom. Like you were like so ready for it, you were excited for it, and my motive was just like get through it. And Kyle was like enjoying it. I was in survival mode for so much of it. I was like, oh, we have another one coming up, and and I know the point is supposed to be like, yes, okay, I can't wait for this challenge, which ended up being how I had to think about it. But it was definitely more like an obstacle course for me, like, okay, I have to do this. And anyway, the scary part for me though was those outside edges, if we were gonna bump into them, but we never really did. A lot of figure it out yourself. Yeah, for sure. A lot, which is cool, and that's the only way to learn certain things in life. So this for me was a yes theory moment. I was like, I just have to say yes to this. Like yesterday, that was the only thing that got me through trying to not regret this decision. It was like, okay, I'm gonna just say yes to this. This is an experience that I want to have. I'm never gonna be ready for it, so I might as well do it now. Yeah. And don't let your physicality stop you unless you have like a severe, you know, handicap for something like that. I could let weight stop me all day long if I wanted to, but I was like, no. Like I know how to steer, and that is like 80% of the game. Yeah. I don't know what would have happened if I'd fallen out. That would have sucked. Sucked a lot. That would have sucked a lot. Yeah, I think we just walked away with this attitude of like, I can't believe we did that. I can't believe we did that. And also just like, yes, we did that. Like after every time we went over a big like whitewater section, we'd like tap our oars together. Like, yeah, we did that. Yeah. And it was like almost a 4 or 5 hour excursion.
It was awesome. Day out on the water.
Yeah, I would do it again.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty tuckered. We knew we were like, oh, we're gonna get beer and food after this, and I don't know, some part of me was like still jazzed up, I think, and I was like, maybe we'll go hiking, maybe we'll go somewhere cool, and now I'm like, no, I think we need to just like eat and drink the rest of the day.
Yeah.
We'll report back on how sore we are.
Yes, we'll see what tomorrow holds for our bodies. Let's go eat a bunch of food.
Let's go eat a bunch of food and crack a beer.
Yeah.
I'm doing some work and Kyle is making falafel for dinner, falafel burgers. Thank you, Kyle.
Yes. We've been out for exactly 14 days.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna pop down through Missoula, and then we were talking about going through Idaho.